it's an eternal existence. You know, my physical sense is temporary. And so what I go through in the physical sense is temporary. However, that temporary state is short-lived. And what comes in replace of that is more life. So whether I'm, like when I was in school, it was very hard and difficult, but it was a lot of fun too. It was fun being in school. Well, that was a temporary experience because one day I got an AA degree, one day I got a bachelor's degree, and one day I got a master's degree. And, you know, I didn't go for a PhD because that was quite a bit of school for me. And I wanted to go to work. I needed to get a job, get some bills, and become a part of the working world. But that period that I was in school was a very exciting time for me. But it was also a temporary experience. I didn't go to school to stay in school forever. I went to get educated, and then my plans were to leave school, and so I did. You know, life is, you know, I'm starting to kind of get to that stage in life where I can look back and see a lot of poor choices and unwise decisions, and because of that, when I look to the future, there's a lot of poor choices and unwise decisions that I don't even worry about making because I've already done that. Like the kids say, I've been there and done that. I don't have to do that one again. And so, you know, this is a very exciting time in my life because things are shifting and changing, and I'm growing and I'm stretching out and I'm reinventing myself yet one more time. One more time. I don't know how many times I've done that. But because I'm a child of God, I'm not locked in a box that I have to stay there until it's time for me to leave this planet. I have the right, as a child of God, to expand and stretch out and experience life in all of its glory, in its totality. I'm not bound by any historical event in my life, any historical event in my mother's life or my grandmother's life or my great-grandmother's life. I have learned a lot from many historical events, but I'm not bound by any of them. I am free, and I'm free because that's how God created me. And I have wings that soar as high as I want to soar. If I don't soar high, it's because of some miseducation or misinformation that I'm telling myself about soaring. Soaring is one of the most, I think, one of the most exciting aspects of being a human being because of our abilities to soar. Well, when I'm not soaring, it's because I'm allowing some person, place, or thing to stifle my ability to soar. I do not have the right to give a person, place, or thing a first-class seat in my life that belongs in the baggage compartment. I do not have the right to give a person, place, or thing the right to be in first class in my life when I know that thing, that person, that experience is not giving me a first-class experience. And that's my responsibility with this life. Well, part of how I arrived at this current place in life is because of the education I get from reading this scripture, this part, a time to keep, a time to throw away. I've made some friends in my life that have been in my life all my life. I will never know life without these friends unless we go home to glory. Well, I've made many friends along the way that at some point our roads went in different directions, and maybe we were still friends, but our lives weren't crossing each other's path because there is a time that, there's a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow. If I'm entering a phase in my life that there's a time to throw away, and I don't throw whatever it is away, I fight, day and night to keep that thing, my life is going to suffer. My life is going to be diminished. My life is going to be pained. My life is going to be stagnated. My life is going to be unhappy. My life is going to be miserable. And I will be the one who holds the key to change that. My life is not, my happiness and my joy is not anybody else's responsibility. It's mine. And if I place myself in a position that I'm not as happy as I can be, I'm not as joyous as I can be, and I'm not as free as I can be, then I'm responsible for, one, claiming or acknowledging what is causing me that discomfort, and I'm responsible for the actions to change it. No other human being is responsible for my life. It's my life. God granted it to me, and I'm responsible for it. One of the unfortunate things that I learned early on that I didn't realize I had learned it, and I didn't realize how unfortunate it was for me, was I had an idea that there were people, places, and things that could make me whole and make me complete. Well, I'm a spiritual being. I'm a creation of God. God is what makes me whole and complete. When I get confused about that, I feel empty, I feel sad, I feel confused, I feel angry because I'm doing something that's not serving me. I have allowed myself to be misguided and miseducated on who and what I am. I am God's child. God created me for the role of glorifying Him and enjoying my life and making this world a better place. Well, I accept that responsibility wholeheartedly. I believe I can change the world by myself. I ain't going to try it by myself, and I'm not going to do anything to put me, on no kind of front street position in an ugly way, but I believe that I have enough love, I have enough compassion, I have enough care to change the world. Now, I have to hook up with other people who think like that and who believe that and who aren't afraid to change so that they can change the world. But just think if next year this time we were not sad and disgusted and brokenhearted because the economy's bad. Just think if we unlocked those shackles on our minds and we accepted that we are whole and complete and we are free because God said it, not man. And if we read these scriptures as God intends us to read them, and we learn and grow from them, and we don't use them to imprison our minds and imprison our hearts and imprison our spirits, that we actually soar and grow as a result of reading these scriptures. Just think of what this world would be like in just 365 days. Just think of the love and the joy and the happiness that we would all be experiencing if we decided to take 2011, an odd year, and make it an even love exchange. Ooh, I like that. An even love exchange, that we love everybody we lay eyes on, period. Just love them. Don't make yourself a doormat. Don't lie to yourself. Don't get in no foolishness and then tell yourself you stupid. Don't do that. Just love. Love is not a broken experience. Love is a whole, complete experience. And if you have yourself in a position where you're getting broken and you lie to yourself and you're telling yourself it's love, then don't do that. Stop lying to yourself right now and pat yourself on the back, give yourself a big hug, and embrace truth. I mean, truth is free. Lies cost a lot of money. The more you lie to yourself, the more money you will spend on trying to heal yourself from lying to yourself. Truth is free. Truth is free, and truth is freedom. So truth of the matter is, human beings came here to glorify God, one. Human beings came here to live life and live it more abundantly. Human beings are responsible for making that so. And so for the next year, I guess that's where I was headed with this. I didn't know that. But for 2011, why don't we give love a chance? Why don't we give love a try? We've tried hate. It don't work. We've tried disgust. It don't work. We've tried shopping. We've tried drinking. We've tried drugging. We've tried gambling. We've tried every single thing that can destroy a life. We've tried it all, and many lives have been lost as a result of it. But I say, why don't we try something we've never tried before? And that is the complete commitment to the power of love. I mean, like, try love on racism. Try love on sexism. Try love on health. Try love on sickness. Try love on, spiritual differences and religious differences. And try love on war. That's a real one. Try love on war. Right now, as I speak, there are people, bombs are being dropped in the Middle East. Babies, women, men are dying. For what? For what? You know what? Why would their fate be so shallow and be so uncertain and be so unfair? Because somebody is greedy. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line of any war. But I say that we don't have to be greedy just because we've seen a lot of greedy, self-centered, selfish people behave in greedy, selfish, self-centered ways does not mean we have to keep doing it. Just because we may have grown up in, racist or communities and areas ravaged by racism and sexism and classism, doesn't mean we have to keep doing that. Like, we are smart. Human beings are smart. And so I say that we try love. We use love to do everything it's intended to do, and we stop using excuses for why we don't love. I'm running out of time. Please have a Merry Christmas. Please have a Happy New Year. Please love. If you feel like you need some help with learning how to love, call my church. I know the numbers have been on the screen. Ask for my pastor. Ask for me. Ask for Deacon Lawrence Johnson. We got lots of people at our church love freely. Don't be afraid to learn how to love. Do not leave this planet with love in your heart that belonged to somebody on this planet. Don't take it to the grave with you. It's useless in the grave. It will not, you can't strike a blow for justice and love in the cemetery. It has to be done right now. So love yourself, and if you don't know how, ask somebody. Look at the people who love you and how they treat you, and learn how to love yourself. Have a great holiday, and I will see you next year. Goodbye.